Hello and welcome to episode 95 of Sabbath Worship with Ben. Again, I'm on vacation today, so might not be the best of quality, but I hope you all will enjoy it. Today I'll do a lesson and possibly a presentation, but no matter what I do, I hope you all have a blessed Sabbath. This week's lesson is entitled Life-Saving Advice. The memory verse is, "As many as I love I chasten, be zealous therefore and repent. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears and opens the door, I will come in to him." It's found in Revelation 3:19 and 20. Today we're going to be talking about some things from the three churches' messages that John also gave in his Revelation book. Last week, we talked about some things from the first four churches. So we're going to be looking at some of the important things from these three churches. For example, he told the people in the church of Sardis to be aware that Jesus won't come, that he won't come as a thief in the night. He needs to wake up, as they are awake but not dead. They are dead, but they're alive, but they're dead at the same time. This is meaning that they're zombies, but it means that even though they're living, they don't have God's Spirit inside of them, so they aren't really living to their full potential. Jesus told the churches through John that he wanted them to be resurrected and to receive God's Spirit more fully in their lives and to put that into practice. Then with the Church of Philadelphia was the only church that Jesus had no rebuke for. All he told them was things that were positive. He told them of how they had little, but they had made it much in God's sight. The only warning he gave them was to hold fast till he came again, otherwise they would lose all that they had gained. But as long as they continued to trust in him, they were basically home free. And today it can seem that people who are good Christians are also home free. But as Jesus says, we have to be careful and vigilant because no one is perfect and we need Jesus to be perfect. And if we slip and let our relationship with him slip, it's going to end us up thinking we're good, but we're not. So we need to be aware of that and stay mindful of what we do. I also talked a little about the Church of Laodicea last week and about how they were lukewarm. And this is the only church, in contrast to Philadelphia, that Jesus had any words of rebuke for. He told them that they needed to wake up even more than the Church of Sardis because they were in a complete state of negligence. They needed for Jesus to come to them and for them to accept him, otherwise he would come quickly and they would end up destroyed. And John wrote all these 7 messages to the churches that received revelation of Asia. But it's a good point to think about as well that these churches could represent a timeline kind of going from when John was starting to present. And if we're in the present, that means we're in the last church because Jesus is soon to come. So not saying that everyone is in a state of negligence, but we should all be awake and making sure that we're awake and not dead and that we're not being lukewarm. So that's the lesson for this week. I hope you all enjoyed it, and thank you for being a great audience, Mommy. So give Mommy a round of applause. That's it. Hello, I'm going to do my presentation. This presentation is going to be based off of 1 Kings chapter 3. This is the first part. So Solomon had asked God for wisdom, you see, because he knew that he couldn't do things on his own. He wasn't afraid to say that. There are lots of people nowadays who are afraid that if they show weakness that they'll be exposed, but really, by showing our weakness to God, that's how he can help us. He already knows everything about us, but he wants us to be happy, and he wants us to tell him about that for our benefit. It's not helping him, it's to help us. And he prayed for wisdom, not for riches or for fame, like most kings probably would have asked for. So that was a good decision, because things like that aren't useful in the next world, but something like wisdom is good in the next world and here. It's helpful, and it's a good tool to help others with. If you're smart, you should remember that. You should spread that blessing on and use it to help others instead of to get a good job or something like that. Being smart is a gift from God. Our time and everything we own is a gift for God, and if he's blessed us with wisdom, we should be ready to use that for him too. Remember, everything comes from God, so we should be grateful and spread his good news. That's the presentation. Sorry it's short, but kind of feeling tired. I hope you all have a good Sabbath and you all enjoyed this. See you all next week for a full episode. Until then, bye.